Hello everyone and welcome to YouTube Tuesday, session 19 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. And you can even see little Ziggy over here. She's relaxing and stamping with us too today. My stamping kitty there. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing the love this past week. My goal was to celebrate that I had reached 1,500 YouTube subscribers, which is awesome. So I put everybody's name in my Wheel of Names drawing. It's an online name picker. And everybody who had commented on last Tuesday's video. So I want to congratulate. We have, our winners were Luann Mosler. So Luann, I'll be sending you the Balmy Blue and Highland Heather card. Congratulations. Hi Doris, how are you? And then our second winner is Carmen Melendez. Carmen, you had commented you liked the Pacific Point and the Night of Navy card. Hey Heather, how are you? So Luann, I have your address, but Carmen, if you could message me, send me an email at jessb@creativecardiology.com with your mailing address, then I will get your card in the mail. So congratulations everyone. Actually, we are pretty close. I had a fabulous subscriber week last week and we're closing in on 1,600. So I'm putting that out there. If we can get to 1,600 this next week, I'll give away 2 more cards. How about that? Hey David from rainy Cortland. So I have a couple of fun technique cards for you today. A couple of cards that I think are an awesome way to showcase our designer series paper, considering we have just what, 11 days left of our 15% off paper promotion there. Oh, Heather, that's awesome. Heather is developing her channel too. Woohoo! Yes, in Nova Scotia, that's right. So you can give Heather some love too. But yes, so showcasing our designer series paper. So today we're going to use some of my favorite, the Forever Greenery, and this is on page 108, 109. That's where the suite is in the annual catalog. So that paper being 15% off in the US is just $9.78. And then we're going to use some more of that gorgeous Snowflake Splendor. So again, same card template, but doing a couple different variations. Hey Susan, glad you could join us today. So if you are watching this video or on replay and you want to stamp along with me, then grab your awesome Stampin' Trimmer because we are going to be doing some scoring today for these projects. I'm going to make, there's a couple different names for it, but I think boils down to a tri-fold card. So not your usual tri-fold. Let me see, I've already prepped one, at least the base. But it's kind of fun in that the card opens just a little bit differently, but that allows you to have 1 panel, 2 panel, and then your 3rd panel there that will decorate with our fun designer series papers. So grab your trimmer and or your score tool, whatever you've got there, and stamp along with me. All right, let me flip this around and we will go ahead and get started here. Okay, so there we go. And you can see I've got my October host code, so if you'd like to order any of the products that you see in these videos, then head on over to my online store there at jessb.stampinup.net. I think you guys can see that there at the bottom of the screen. But any way you do it, if you go to stampinup.com even, my October host code is SQZ9U44W, and that helps to associate your order with me. All right, and if you ever have any questions, please type them in the comments. Feel free to contact me. And if you'd like to order, but you're not real familiar with the whole online ordering, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is actually here on the screen. You can call or text me. If you call, please leave a message, as I don't answer calls from numbers that I'm not familiar with. So leave me a message, and that way I will return that call. Okay, so I guess let's go and alphabetical order. We'll start with Forever Greenery. So I've pulled out just all the products that I want to use. I've got everything prepped here. We just need to do the scoring. But I've got my stitched shapes dies here. Those are classic, must have. And then I've got our Forever Fern stamp set and the dies. So this is the bundle that goes with this paper. We'll be using this fun To a Friend That Makes Me Smile sentiment. I've got my Just Jade ink and some ribbon. Some more of this is the Forever Greenery combo ribbon pack. So I brought that in just in case too. And then I keep all of my designer series paper. I've actually got a couple of packs in here. I keep this in here. I've got the gold foil sheets that coordinate with the suite as well. But I love this. I've got a couple of videos where I've showcased this paper, but absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead for this project. Your card base is a little bit of an unusual size. So it's still going to be 5.5, but you're going to do 5.5 by 11. Okay, so you're going to use almost a full sheet of paper. So 5.5 by 11. And then this is where your score tool, the scoring blade here on our trimmer, comes in handy. So you're going to put this in here on the long side. And then on this side, you're going to come in, you're going to score it at 1 1/4. So make sure you're using the light gray blade, okay? Remember, the dark one, dark for death, that means cutting. So you're gonna use the light one, and we're doing 1 1/4. And then you're gonna slide that over to 5.5. And then one more slide over to 9 1/4. Okay, make sure you line that up there at the top. That helps keep everything in position. So 9 1/4. Okay, so that forms our card base. When you pull these in, you're gonna actually fold here on this middle line and then fold this one back. Actually, did I do that right? I had to make sure I get it. Yes, you fold this one back and then fold this one over. So it's a little bit tricky. You have to send this to someone, and it's a bit of a surprise. If they figure out how to open it, then they're worthy of your card, right? Hey, Philomena, how are you? Yes, okay. So yeah, so an unusual, little bit of an unusual card here, but fun nonetheless. Okay, so let's see. Oops. I think I've got everything. I was playing around with some of the settings, but I think we'll leave it at that. Okay, so this is your card base. So we took that 11 inches, scored it, folded it there in the center, bent this piece back and this one over. Okay, then you're also going to need, when you cut your card base, if you start with a full sheet of 8.5 by 11, so you cut this at 5.5, then while you're at it, cut out your band at 1 1/4, okay? So it's easy to get those out of that same sheet of paper. This belly band is actually going to wrap around your finished card, and then we'll tape the ends to the back. And this whole piece is 11. Of course, you need a 4 1/4. You need the band across the front. That middle section needs to be 4 1/4. So we're actually going to score this one at 3 3/8. So not quite the 3.5. We're getting into those eighths there. So 3 3/8 on each side. Okay, so just flip it over and then do it again at 3 3/8 on the next side. And the reason you do that is that these fold will adhere those ends together, but this will work and actually slide over your card, creating a nice band that will decorate, that holds it all together. Okay, so this is your base and your band. All right, so now to decorate your base, you need several pieces of your designer series paper. You need 3 different patterns, or because our paper is double-sided, you can mix and match with these. So I've got all of our pieces here basically on our, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of fold it. So it's almost like you're working in reverse, because usually we fold a card and then open it to the left. This time you're doing the opposite. You're actually going to decorate the left and then open it to the right. Does that make sense? Okay, thank you for sharing, Philomena. So let's decorate this panel here. This one is 3.5 by 5.25, and I love this pattern of the designer series paper. So I want this to be my focal image here. So we're gonna go ahead and glue this one. Oh, get my seal running here. There we go. Just getting a little gummy. Okay, so we're going to put this on our panel first, this biggest portion. And you'll have a 1/4 inch border all the way around. Yes, isn't this is the Forever Greenery Designer Series paper. Love it. All right, so now we're going to fold this panel back. This is the 1.5 inch panel. Yes, okay. So we need our bigger piece of paper here. All right, and this one is 1 and, let me see, did I measure that right? So this is actually 1 3/4. Yeah, so this section is 1 3/4. So that means our designer series paper is 1.5 by 5.25. So this one was 3.5 by 5.25. This is 1.5 by 5.25. And I'm not sure. I think I'm going to do with this. What do you guys think? Because when I fold this, this is the 1 inch section. Do you guys like that? We'll do like the white, then the Just Jade, and then the bright colors. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or if I reversed it. There's no right or wrong way. I mean, this showcases the panels so nicely. Yeah, I think I like it the other. Okay, so Philomena says perfect. All right, so we're going to do this. That way we have kind of a nice little trifecta of colors. So let's go ahead and put our adhesive on here. Again, this piece is 1.5 by 5.25. And this is going right in here. All right, fold that over. And this piece is the 1 by 5.25. Put a little more adhesive up there at the top. Okay. All right. 1 by 5.25. There we go. All right, so if you would like some paper from the inside, because this is where you have lots of room to write your messages, you actually have 2 panels in here. So the smallest panel, this is 3.5 by 5.25, and this is just some whisper white. So cut this at 3.5 by 5.25, the same as the larger panel of designer series paper on the outside. So we'll go ahead and add this in here. Now, if you wanted to, you could also add in a panel on this side. And for this side, you need, this is a little bit bigger, so you'd need 4 by 5.25. Hey, Denise from New Zealand. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for joining us. Glad you found my channel. Okay, so this is the inside, and I'm not gonna glue this down because I don't know that I really want that in there, but that's up to you. If you want lots of space to write, then you've got 2 panels. Okay, so we've got this all folded up here. Now it's time to decorate our band. So like I said, this is 1 1/4, and we've scored it at 3 3/8 on each side here. So that leaves us with a 4 1/4 section in the middle. So I've cut a piece, another piece of designer series paper that is 1 inch by 4 1/4. And we'll use this to decorate our center, or if you wanted to stamp a sentiment on this, that would give you lots of room to do that too. So this goes right here in the center. All right, so now let's see how this looks. So we'll kind of place it across the front. Oh, hi, Francis. I'm so glad you're enjoying my videos. Oh, thank you so much. And if you guys ever have any questions, please let me know. I do look through the comments, so I definitely appreciate that. Okay, so we've got our belly band here. I want to make sure it looks about how you want it. And then we'll go ahead, even though we've pre-scored this, go ahead and fold these around the back. So when you flip it over, you can see we want to be careful. We don't want to put adhesive on the whole section because we don't want anything to stick to this. We do want it to be able to slide on and off the card. So we just want this portion, so kind of mark your finger there where this band overlaps, and we're just going to put adhesive on this particular section. Okay, so go ahead and put some right on there. Our Stampin' Seal, this is pretty gooey stuff, but you could use the Seal Plus, you could even use your tear and tape, and then go ahead and just make sure your edges of your band line up together, and you're good to go. Look at that. It's coming together, so fun, and yes, it slides nicely. You don't want to pull it super tight. You do want it to have some room for movement on here. Oh, thank you guys. My explanation, sometimes I feel like I'm speaking a foreign language. But maybe that's just to my husband, right? They say men and women speak different languages. I think that's true sometimes. Our communication styles are definitely a bit different. So I've pulled in, this is some of that Forever Greenery foil paper. This is a fun die cut that I thought might be kind of nice to decorate this panel. I'm actually going to turn it on its edge. You don't want anything to extend over the edge of your card or it won't fit in an envelope. You want to keep within your dimensions here. So I'm going to turn it vertically, and I'm going to put my adhesive right along the center so that it just sticks to the belly band, so that it slides off with that card there. So let's grab our dimensionals, and we'll put one right there at that point, okay? And then kind of line it up on here. You can see how much more room you have. You want to keep within that width of the belly band. So I do want to give myself just a little bit more room here. Actually, you could go right across. Let's do that. We'll go right across the belly band. And let's do a third one on here too. Okay, so that way it sticks nicely. So we made a straight row of dimensionals right across. It's just going to stick to the belly band. And you can test it out, make sure, yes, the whole thing moves. That means you did it right. Okay. Oh, thank you, Denise. This paper is gorgeous. Yes. So I wanted something to fit in here so that I could put my sentiment on it. And I wasn't really sure. So to match that stitched look, I went ahead with my stitched shapes dies, which I had shown you. Again, love these because you get your circles, your ovals, and your squares. And for this one, I went not with the smallest circle, but the second size up, okay? That's how I got that. I cut it out of some Whisper White. And we'll stamp our sentiment from the Forever Fern set here. Wanted something that fit in this circle, so we'll use this. To a friend that makes me smile. How perfect is that? Yes, you guys make me smile. Love it. And that's just the type of cards we need to send right now, right? I mean, this is such weird times that we're living in, and some people are having a really hard time coping with that. So we all need someone to send us a smile. So beautiful. That came out so nice. Hi, Paula. How are you? Oh, I'm glad you love the Forever Greenery. Oh, Doris says she loves this type of card. Yes, Doris is on my team. And Doris is an amazing stamper. She makes a lot of really over-the-top cards. So I can see this being right up your alley, Doris. I can't wait to see what you make and then share it to our group. Okay, so we'll go ahead. I'm just going to glue this flat. We've already got enough dimension. We do want it to be able to fit in an envelope to mail it without them charging us an arm and a leg in postage. So let's go ahead and stick that right in here. So beautiful. I got my stamp clean, so we're good there. You know what? I had pulled in all these ribbons because I was going to decorate this belly band a little more, but you know what? I already glued everything down and I think it's fancy enough. I really don't think it needs it. So why don't we pull in, let's see what else I've got here. Why don't we pull in, you know, I've got some of these, I was gonna say go with the gold dots, but I've used them on like every project for the last 4 videos. So how about we'll use our holiday jewels, the holiday rhinestones. And let's go, we've got some, these are actually, oh, I think it's Coastal Cabana, but they look like Pool Party, and shaded spruce. But I actually think, yeah, let's go with the Pool Party. It kind of blends with our greens here. So let's just add some of these. We'll do a little trio since we've got a tri-fold card. We'll do a trio of jewels on here too. Let's see. Just kind of stick that over there. That kind of completes and blings it up. But what do you guys think? I think that's really cool, huh? I know it starts out a little complicated, fold this way and that, but once it's all together, then you can see how really cool, how neat that is there. It's like a present. Yeah. Oh, Francis gave me a whole bunch of thumbs up. Awesome. So let me show you how, just one more time, because once you get going at these, they're actually pretty easy. So let's do another one with the Snowflake Splendor, okay? So we'll stick this one, where do you want me to stick it? We'll stick it over there. All right, so you guys already saw, I started out, this was Misty Moonlight, so our new in color. So for those of you just joining, you want your paper to be 5.5 by 11. And then you're going to score it through here. So we'll just walk through this one more time. You're going to score it on the long side at 1 1/4. Make sure you use your scoring blade, not your cutting blade. So 1 1/4, then 5.5, then 9 1/4. So you do need to open up your trimmer arm here. So at 9 1/4. All right. And then you've got your belly band from the same piece of paper. So this is 1 1/4 by 11. And you score this again on the long side at 3 3/8. And I just flipped it around and scored it again at 3. Oops, there we go. 3 3/8. If you just wanted to slide it all the way over, then it would be 3 3/8 and 7 and, let's see, 5, 7 and 6/8 there. Okay. All right, so you've got those pieces. That's all the cutting and scoring that you need for these. And then you fold again at the center, bend back the larger panel, and then bend over the small one. Okay, so you guys know Snowflake Splendor is so pretty. And don't forget to remind me, I want to use the iridescent ribbon on this. I definitely want to use the ribbon on this one. Okay, so for these panels, I've got, aren't these pretty? Just the patterns on this are so gorgeous. And I think I like this whole kind of watercolored variation. So I'm actually going to use this side. It's got a little bit of the Highland Heather, some of the navy, some of the pool party, the moonlight. It's got all of it in there. So let's use that one. This will be our largest outside panel. And this is 3.5 by 5.25. You've got a 1/4 inch border here all the way around. Okay, now flip over this big edge. And I better check. I think I wanted the snowflakes, kind of the bold snowflakes showing here. And then we'll do the other piece that matches, that kind of sandwiches that bold snowflake in the middle. Okay, let's do that. This one is 1.5 by 5.25. So we'll go ahead. So for this piece, I used all the same pattern. We're just doing the front and the back patterns of it here. Okay, and then we'll stick this one down. And then fold that over. And for this piece, you need 1 inch by 5.25. And we're doing the watercolor side up on this one. And let me check your comments. Oh, good. Dora says she's doing the same designer paper. Hi, Kathy. Glad you joined. Yes, I prefer to do 2 cards. That's what I try to do. And hi, Diane. Glad you were able to catch me live, too. That's awesome. All right, so go ahead and put your adhesive on this 1 inch by 5.25. And then just line that up however you, I think I'm going to do the lighter color at the top because that kind of goes with the flow there. All right, so we've got the outside done. Now let's adhere our panels to the inside. So again, you've got your 3.5 by 5.25 that goes right in here. And then if you'd like a second panel, if you want to decorate this side too, then on this side you need 4 by 5.25. Okay, and then you would glue that down. So let's fold that all together. All right, and then we've got our belly band here. So let's see, we need a 1 inch strip, 1 inch by 4 inch to go across the front here. So I pulled, and this is another really pretty pattern. I think I want the brighter colors on the front with the snowflakes. So we'll grab this. Oh, come on here. And that's going right across this front section. And okay, so now I'm going to add my ribbon too. This is that gorgeous iridescent, what do they call it? Snowflake Splendor ribbon. But you can see the shimmer. Hi, Wendy, how are you? Yes, you got me live too. All right, so you know what? Actually, I should have taped it behind the designer paper there. So you know what, let me cut it just a little bit wider. And then we'll gently peel this up. Okay, good. I didn't burnish it and it didn't stick completely. So still got a little wiggle room. So that's a what not to do. Put your ribbon on always before your paper. All right, so I want my ribbon to go across. So I'm gonna tape that behind. Actually, I'm gonna add just a little bit more adhesive on here so that that ribbon stays stuck and doesn't decide to try to pull away on me. Okay, so that goes across the length of this piece. And then we'll tape that to the back too. Okay, oh, Kathy says she just got this paper. Yeah, so I hope you give this card a try. That'd be awesome. Awesome way to get started today. All right, so now that we've got the ribbon on here, we can go ahead and stick that back down. Okay, now it's good. And now, yes, you can actually give that just a little bit more. Make sure your paper is good and stuck there. All right, so I've got this. Wrap the ends around. Okay, again, overlap these. Don't pull them super tight because you want this to be able to slide. Just kind of mark with your thumb where this piece overlaps, and then you'll put adhesive on this section here. And go ahead and cover the whole thing. You could use your Seal Plus. If you wanted to, you could use your tear and tape. Anything that's a good, holds it in place. I'm just using my Seal, which is fine. Okay, so back is good. Flip it over here. It looks so pretty. Love these colors. But we need a little bit of bling. So I thought we'd need a large snowflake on here. So I've got a piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to use, these are actually not actual size on the front. They're much bigger inside. So I'm using, this is actually the largest of the stamped images. So I've got that, and there is a die to match. So let's go ahead and stamp this. I guess we'll use our Misty Moonlight. Let's see how that looks. I was debating between Misty Moonlight and the Pacific Point. And then I've got, with this, one of the smaller dies, I've die cut some of that balmy blue glimmer paper already to lay over top. So let's go ahead and stamp that. So pretty. I'm gonna clean this real quick, right off my stamp. That helps keep your stamps nice and clean. All right, so I do like that. I think that's gonna come out nice. So let's see, go ahead and stick this on our base. And then put our die on top. Make sure it matches all the way around. Okay, we'll sandwich it in there and run it through the die cut machine real quick. All right, so go ahead and crank that through. And then we got this. Oh, see, it cuts out so nicely. All right, so for this one, I don't want to lose my die. I'm going to set it right up here. All right, so let's go ahead and put some dimensionals there. Got mini ones too if I need them. But let's put these, I'm gonna do 2. I wanna make sure this stays stuck. So I'm gonna place 2 close together. Could probably get by with just 1, but because it's going to be overlapping this ribbon, I don't want it to just stick to the ribbon and then not actually to the band. So let's see here. Make sure you stick within the confines of your card there. So let's go ahead and do that. I think that looks pretty cute. And then we'll grab glue dot and we'll overlay our balmy blue glimmer paper. I think that looks really pretty. It's got that nice sparkle to it. I think that'll do it. All right, super cute. And honestly, what do you guys think? I don't really think it needs a whole lot more. I kind of like that. You probably could put a blue gem in the center. Not sure where I put mine, but I think I like it just as is. And then you've got plenty of space inside for your stamping. So again, this just slides off. So you've got that pretty design piece there, and then open it up and you've got lots of room for messaging inside your card. Of course, you could stamp snowflakes. You could stamp your sentiment. Our friendship is one of a kind. Yeah, any of those pretty items would work in there. And then the nice thing about this is your finished card here is still within the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is our standard measurements here in the US, and which means they'll actually fit in an envelope. I like the clear envelopes. I keep my cards in these to protect them while I'm waiting to send them out. And the nice thing is they're like 12 cents a piece. and they look so nice. You can actually mail your cards in these, but I love them too because that way it protects them. They're waterproof, protects them from any spills or moisture or anything like that. Yeah, so that's it's a fun fold, but it still fits in an envelope. Still a standard size card there. And a great way to showcase and to love and chop some of those fabulous designer series papers. So we use the Forever Greenery, and we also use the Snowflake Splendor with some of that. I just love to see the shimmer of that ribbon. Picks up the light in the different colors. So I hope you'll give this a try. I'm interested to see what kind of patterns you use. I was thinking we could use Peony Garden. It'd be fun to put a peony on the front. There's so many different things. You could use the Tasteful Textiles with a flower. So I love this, that I stumbled across this trifold card because there's so many different ways that you could use it. Yeah, so I hope you guys give it a try. Well, thank you guys. Yes, if you missed anything, feel free to go back and watch it from the beginning. And thank you so much for liking and sharing and leaving your comments. And again, if we get to my next milestone there of 1,600, make sure you all comment. Even if you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment, give me the thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed to my channel and hit that bell too, so that you receive notifications of all my videos. And then we'll draw a couple more cards, hopefully next week, okay? You guys have a fabulous afternoon or the rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And thank you so much, and keep doing what you love. Take care.